Okay, now we are live. We cannot talk about shitty things. I don't know if chat rate. Okay, yeah, we're live. Good.
So we are going to work with your PC.
Yeah.
And how can I get control of your PC?
I will give you right now. 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
We are online. There is no one still, but in 5 minutes we will put it. Are you now in the watching?
I think so.
Okay.
And then you will upload this class on your YouTube, no? YouTube channel. Okay, so perfect.
Behave. We cannot talk about personal stuff here. Extreme bitrate off. I'm having some problems with they are giving me a warning about the rates. Enable stream help. I think it's fine, the connection, right?
Yes. I can see you well.
Yeah. Thing is that I don't know if like in the YouTube, I don't know if it's going well. So I'm gonna check this 1 second. If like in the quality is really bad. No. Is it good now? Yeah. Can you check in your phone if the quality is good?
Yes. Wait.
Because I think I will need to put a higher resolution.
Yes. Wait. Yes, I think this is good.
Very good. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think I will need to put a higher resolution. Okay, let's get started, baby. So, Plotly, first steps. Let's do it here. Plotly, first steps to create Plotly dashboards. So what are we gonna see here? One, a showcase. You lost me? Yeah. Is your connection well? Or mine?
Now I lost you. Now I can see.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Good. So, showcase of Dash examples, Dash gallery app here, to see why is it important to learn about this. Another person is coming in. I introduce you to my dear friend Elvis. Elvis, can you hear us? Hello. Elvis, can you hear?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Are you in the computer?
Yeah, I am.
Good. But are you in the Zoom with a computer?
No, my phone. So I'm using my phone.
Maybe you can try to put the Zoom in the computer, because I may ask you to have the remote control so I can see how you program in Python, if that's good for you. I think you will learn a lot of tricks while I am teaching you these things. So don't you worry. And it'd be great if you could put the camera. If not, it's okay still. Don't worry.
Okay, no problem.
Let me know when you have when you're in the computer. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, Elvis. By the way, do you know my other friend, Eduardo?
Hello, Elvis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. Nice to meet you.
He's a friend of mine in Salamanca, like me. I met him here. And Elvis is a person who is following my content in Twitter. I'm very happy he's interacting a lot with me, etc. So we did even a Zoom to see how could we help each other. It's great to have both of you here. So it'll be pretty fun today. We will learn a lot for sure. And this will be left on the YouTube channel. So for anyone to see and to see the tricks, it'll be great. So good. By the way, Elvis, you're also in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, great, man.
In which city were you?
Reggio Emilia.
Do you know the place, Edo?
Yes. Yeah. It's great.
Nice.
That's
okay,
nice.
So let's do the outline for the session, the showcase of DAS examples, then working with small samples of Plotly graphs. 3, learn about VS Code to launch an application. But maybe we can do this on the 4th. 3, learn how to launch a dashboard application. Okay. HTML will probably be required along the way. So here, learn about HTML.
I started learning HTML yesterday.
Sorry?
I started learning HTML yesterday.
Today? Yesterday. It's very related to Plotly Dash, because all of these applications are in the web. You see?
Yeah.
So for these elements to appear this interactively in a website, the code you need to use is HTML in combination with JavaScript. So the Dash library of Plotly contains a lot of functionalities that translates the code of Python to HTML, you know?
Oh, okay.
Because, for example, 1 second, small use case. Small example of. Okay, so this will be the outline. Let's start with the showcase of DAS examples. And also, before even, why is this useful, these dashboards? Let me check. Have you been working with data, Edo?
Yes.
Have you been like in companies?
No, like company, no. I'm
Okay,
just
because
with you.
yeah, Edo, Elvis, you were working with data at some in this company you were working for, right?
Yeah.
And you told me you created these dashboards.
Yeah, I did.
With Power BI.
Yeah, Power BI and Excel.
Okay, so Power BI examples. And why did you use the dashboards? Like, what was the goal to create them?
I wanted to have this interactive effect.
Okay, but for example, for the company, why was it useful to have a dashboard?
It makes you gather insights, like to know what really your data is talking about and how to make sense of your data.
Because this company you're working for was operating?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had data. How was the company called, sorry? How was the company called?
Commute app.
Commute app. This one?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So it was ride sharing company, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice. So the type of data you had was starting points and endpoints, geographical data, I guess.
Yes, geographical data segmented only in Lagos.
Okay.
Lagos and Nigeria.
Nice. Good. So for the daily operations, why was how dashboards helped you to decide how to run the business or your bosses?
Yeah, it's helped me. We talked about some things, and sometimes even the boss might not know what is happening in the business. So it's made me understand marketing campaigns, how to make the ads go properly, and all that.
Yeah, because like we cannot pay attention to everything that is happening because there are many data, many people, many transactions that we cannot go up with everything.
Yeah, true.
But we can have some information in these dashboards that automatically updates in real time, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, this dashboard is of airport authority performance system. And here you have these flights from these airports, and you can see the transactions of flights coming in and out from different companies, right?
Yeah.
So for a company, the airport company, it's great to have this summarized data in real time so that they know how the current state of operations are in case that they need to change the planning or something may happen, because there is always variability that you need to account for and monitor that everything is going well. Otherwise, it may go the other way around. So good. We already know why these things are useful and why in companies they ask for it. I believe I'm gonna put the LinkedIn because in the end we all want to get jobs in this field. I'm gonna check if yeah.
Because sometimes I was the one that introduced, or better still, started doing data analytical work, because nobody taught me in the office. I just felt that this is what we need to do, because I was just entering the data and nobody knew what was happening with their data. So I was able to interpret the data and see that there was something wrong. So I had to send slides to my
Like,
boss to see it.
what did you detect that was wrong?
Well, I detected poor market segmentation, and we're
Like,
targeting the wrong persons.
okay, so you had online advertisement campaigns?
Yeah, we had online advertisement campaigns. So based
Okay.
on the downloads we had, I noticed that we were targeting, our market segmentation was poor. So we're seeing people from outside outside the region download the
Okay.
app.
Yeah, for example, people who were living in London and they were observing
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
application, even though they couldn't use it because
Yes.
the
Yes.
application is for Nigeria, it's not for London.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I mean that's why these things are very, very important because like in Twitter, for example, if
Mm-hmm.
I want to run an application, an advertisement, so let's go to my
Mm-hmm.
profile. If I want to, for example, promote this tweet, I can click here and then they will ask me for this, what do I want? So let's say increase engagement. And then they ask me the location, like which country or place. So if I put London and I click here, there will be people in London who will see these tweets, even though they don't follow me. And sometimes they want to see this content, so that's why they click, they interact, and they get to know me that I am in the market. I mean, that's how marketing works. So here I can configure even the age. Normally I put from 18 to 49,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't care about the gender. And then I click on next. And then
Mm-hmm.
here, the money that I spend on the online campaigns. So in the end, the goal that I want is to convert an advertisement in a viewer, in a follower. So for me, it's very important to have this insight information you were talking about to know how the online campaigns are going, because I may be spending a lot of time and money that
Yeah, we spent lots of money, man. Like I said, why didn't you guys? I know it
yeah,
was a startup. Why did you spend lots of money? I screamed at the office. What?
yeah.
Just
So that's why we
man.
need to learn these things of
I think
dashboards.
this problem was just basically the digital marketing guys. They were just running ads, and this thing, they don't understand data analytics, and they were just wasting so much money.
Yeah. So for example, if we were to find a job of a data scientist, let's say in London or in Spain, I don't know. How can I filter location? Industry. I can just apply here to my country. Ish. Anyway, it doesn't mind. It doesn't matter. So this first job, senior data scientist, test lead.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if they ask to know about dashboards. Key responsibilities, MySQL, Amazon Web Service. Uh, da, 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 da. Here, we don't have anything about dashboards. Let's jump into the next one. Well, yeah, this is also a problem that even in the jobs, they put you data scientist here, but what we expect, we can offer, and the responsibilities, stakeholders, ideas, design SQL, transform data. Uh, yeah, I think this is, I mean, when you want to monitor the data, you need to have dashboards, but I don't
Yeah,
see here dashboards, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's strange, because sometimes companies, I don't know if like they tell you to use database AWS. I believe this is more for how would I say, a data engineer and not that data scientist. I
yeah,
believe.
right,
But
yeah,
I
right.
might
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think that's the path, because like data science is the all very general. it's very general. And maybe in a company, you just need to do a specific thing like creating a dashboard. Do you know everything, Edo? We're talking about
yes, I'm following.
If you have any doubt or you want to comment
I just
anything,
ask.
just
I will
jump
just
in
ask.
and it'll be great. Okay, here another one. Let's see if there are some with, yeah, this is machine learning. And it's normal that they are asking for random forest, logistic regression. Yeah. Let's check here. WS. They don't yet put here. Well, this is machine learning, not data scientist. That general. By Spark. I don't know.
Well, no, first, I don't know, because when I go online to search for jobs on data scientists, they tend to merge everything together. You do the work of a data analyst, a business intelligence analyst, you do the work of a data engineer. Sometimes they just mix everything together. It's getting confused. I'm getting confused.
Because I mean,
in
a way, data science is so broad that it's practically impossible for one person to know about AWS, dashboards, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. When you are in a company, working in a department, you probably have one person dedicated to everything, to each particular field within machine learning. Maybe I can put here, okay, let's put London and dashboards. Let's check if this, yeah, 1 day ago. Let's check here. Proficiency with building and maintaining dashboards tools like Power BI. Yeah, you were working with Power BI, right, Elvis? When you compare Power BI with Plotly, like, have you seen some Plotly examples and Power BI examples?
Yeah, I've seen lots of Power BI examples, man.
I'm gonna check Dash Gallery app. Like, to be honest, I think when you work with code instead of a graphical user interface, it's way better because you can personalize any single detail, and it's easier to implement machine learning techniques later than in another, like in a graphical user interface. So that's why, honestly, I rather use the Plotly than the other tool. So, for example, here they are doing this segmentation. I mean, it's good, the Power BI dashboard, but I think when it comes to integrate in a application that you want to integrate the machine learning for predictive analysis, I don't think it can have any potential here. So that's why I'd rather use the Plotly, probably. So if using the Plotly here, this is an example of a medical center of a company that have different clinics. And here, everything is based on any particular day at any given hour, how many patients are in the hospital or in the source, because here you can even filter for the room. So here you click, and then you have different data. This is changing, who is going in this wait time minutes, the care score. And it's quite good to have this because the person in charge of organizing, monitoring the personnel in a hospital have a clear picture of what's going on, how should it be better next time, etc. So do you both know why having these dashboards is important in a company? Because you want, I mean, the other way of not having the dashboard would be to have the data in a table, and you would need to look at the table. So I think it's better to have the graphs information. Okay, so once we already know the practicality of this, and that in the end there are many jobs asking for this knowledge, because here they are using, let's see, dashboards. Yeah, they say dashboard here, Python, R, SQL, but then they tell you about Tableau. Tableau is another tool to make dashboards, but it's not that much of Python related. I mean, you can integrate both, but I think the best tool to do awesome dashboards is Plotly. So even though the companies don't yet know about this, they will probably appreciate to have people in their teams that know how to do dashboards with Plotly and Python. Okay, so let's jump in with the code. Edo, can you control?
Yes. Wait, how can I get control?
Yeah, I think you already
Okay,
have it.
perfect. Yes, I have.
I'm still trying to connect, so connecting from my end.
Okay, can you connect with from the computer, Elvis?
I'm trying. I'm still trying to connect. Yeah. Still
Okay,
trying to
yeah,
connect.
you can be in both the phone and the computer. So maybe meanwhile you connect with the computer, stay with the phone. And it appears me to give you the access to the meeting in Zoom.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. First of all, I like to have a clear discipline on how we are trying to control this session today. Like, okay, there is no overlap. Okay, as we talk in the space the other day and with Edo in our lessons, it's very important the culture that you use when you are learning something. So it matters the thinking process, not getting the correct results. And for this, you need to be curious. I'm going to ask you to do graphs with Plotly, but you shouldn't be focused on getting the solution there. You should be focused on making me answers for any single detail that you don't know or you may have any doubt. And the same for you, Elvis. Okay?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Good. So every time that, like, the way you should be curious is this. I want you to be self-learners. This is knowing how to solve problems on your own, you know? And for that, you can apply the deducing method and the Google method. Though both these methods, I have it on my GitHub profile. Solving Python. Here. So we have, the first thing we need to do is know what we want and from which are we starting. That will be probably a data frame all the time. To get to the solution, we will try two methods. Deduction method, okay? This is to use the auto-completion tool of Python and the document help as well when you press Shift Tab. Then if we don't know how to get there by deducing the function that we need to use to solve a problem, we'll go to Google. Okay, and to go in Google, there is a systematic way we can filter the best solution as fast as we can. So we will have in mind these two methods. I'm gonna copy them here. Gets result. Could you get into the computer, Elvis?
No, it's my screen is not clear. Right, okay, you see me now.
I mean, if you can try, be better, because I like Edu already knows the discipline, how to apply the Shift Tab, etc. It'd be great as I haven't taught you anything that you could also control
Jesus,
the
can you
screen
hear me?
at some point. Edu, yeah. The thing is that I think you got a bit stuck. Okay, so we have this clear. Let's start. Edo, if you wouldn't know anything about Plotly and you were on your own learning, what would you do?
I will apply the Google method. I will
Okay.
go to what should I import, which library I should use, how to
Okay.
import Plotly library. So I will go to Google. Yeah, I will search for
You go.
Plotly. I go.
This is not searching in Google. It's searching in the website directly. Right? Like when you want to learn something and you have already identified what you want to learn, like you have clear that you want to learn Python creates dashboards with Plotly dash, right?
Right.
This is what we want, right? So if you go to Google here, how would you query the search?
So the same that you wrote, Python,
Okay.
dashboard with Plotly.
Okay. So in which link would you go? Would you go to YouTube? Would you go to the link?
I will go to the link.
Go. Okay, here I see you, Elvis. Elvis is connecting through the computer. Give me 1 second. Okay, so while he's joining with the computer, try to do it. So go to the link. Okay, and you see this on the website, right?
Yes, right.
How do you interpret this information?
So I see that I have to import Plotly.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm removing you from the phone, Elvis. Do you hear us, Elvis?
Yeah, I can.
Good, perfect. Okay, so how do we interpret this tutorial?
Okay. So the question you asked is, how do you use the Google method to work with Plotly, right?
Yeah, like let's say that you already know the importance of the dashboards. Do you know that Plotly is the tool to use? So we went to Google,
Okay.
we search for this, and then we go to these links. The way that I would do it is, okay, they are using Plotly. And I know as they are doing import that this is a library. Okay. So I do a quick overlook in the tutorial here, and I see this code, right? So for me to interact with the code, I would copy paste. But first of all, we will have an overview. So let's keep going. I see that there are different graphs. This is cool, okay. And then there are some things here. There is more code. I don't know what is that. This is a box. Okay, so I think they are using here the layout, and you can add a title, color settings. Okay, this is more related to what we want to do. So the way that I would interpret this is a whole problem divided into pieces.
Yeah.
And the pieces are, first, you need to know how to work with Plotly, because even though we want to reach the point in which we do a dashboard like this, we need to divide the problem into separate pieces. So first thing would be to create the graphs at side by side. And then once we have the graphs, we start thinking about the layout of the application, because here they are using this layout. They put here a box, they put here 2 boxes, they put here 3 boxes. And then once you have the layout, you just start putting the links, the logo of the dashboard, the title, and you do that with this code of Python.
Lopez, please, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I think the thing, okay, I have no problem with the codes of Plotly, and I think the thing is this, like you said, data science is broad. So this is my experience working with Power BI and Excel. Sometimes it's many times it's slow when you're handling large amount of data sets. So the thing is this, many companies that use things like Power BI and Tableau are either medium-sized companies or large companies that are just working on a particular data set, and the fear of coding is what people actually run away while using Python. But I want to ask, how do you advise your students not to get scared when seeing all this number of codes?
So, sorry, could you repeat the last question?
How do you advise, how do you kind of advise your students when they are scared of writing so many codes and Python programming, not to get scared?
Okay.
How do you advise them? It's actually something you practice and take time.
I mean, the thing is, what do you want first? Like,
okay,
do you want to get a job in the field? Are you in a job and you want to make a dashboard with huge amounts of data? What is the context that you have, etc.? So you told me for people that are working a lot with code, they already know something about Python, etc. And you know everything about, to work with Python or not. So what would you want to learn Plotly? Why is it for?
Okay, definitely.
Give me an example, or because from my view, even though we know about Python, we know about the graphs, some visualizations, you are new to Plotly, right, Elvis?
Yeah, I'm new to Plotly. I'm new to Plotly.
And this is very important because sometimes we overestimate our capacities. It has happened to me so many times. So when you get into the dashboards, as you have already done dashboards with Plotly, and you have worked with Python, you may think that you will have 1 hour to create this plot, this dashboard, or 2 hours, because you kind of already know that, etc. But as you are using a new tool, you should be humble enough to think, okay, I know that it will take me a bit of time to get to this. So let's have in mind this goal, this target, but separate the problem into different pieces, because otherwise I'm going to get lost at some point. It's like you won't reach the top of a pyramid in one jump. The thing that you have worked with other pyramids that are kind of equal, it will mean that you'll get faster to climb it, but you will do so step by step. Don't try to rush or jump 2 steps or 3 steps in one, because I'm pretty sure you will fall all the time. So my advice here would be humble, start from the beginning. I mean, you can have a perspective, you can copy paste this whole code to see that you get this plot already, this dashboard. But if you want to have the creativity to apply this knowledge to your projects, you should divide the pieces. Otherwise, you'll get lost. I'm pretty sure of this. Like, it has happened to me many times, this case with my students, because sometimes it's pretty hard for me to change the culture of my students. And sometimes I do a job as a consultant, so they want to solve the problem. They don't care really about learning. And the bad thing about this is that I can solve the problem of creating the dashboard for them, but then later tomorrow they will need my help again because they haven't learned the concepts and the culture of how to learn this, So yeah, start from the beginning, divide up the pieces. Okay, so let's try with Elvis. Can you control my screen, Elvis? I don't know.
Okay, let me see.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. Can you click?
1 second, please.
You're gonna teach him some things, Edo, that you already know from me. I will be asking.
I will try.
Try to your best.
Okay.
Can you click? Yeah.
Okay, so how will I click now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Perfect. So what would you do? We already know that we want to create a board, etc. But you don't really know about Plotly because Plotly is new to you, right, Elvis?
Yeah, yeah.
So at the first point, what you would do is copy paste the code. So copy it.
Copy the code, right?
Yeah. I will copy it for you because being on another computer normally doesn't work. And here we are. So we are in this point that we are working with small samples of Plotly graphs. Okay, just to have it in mind. Just have it here. Okay. So execute.
This is Jupyter Lab, right?
Yeah, it's way better. Click.
This is the execution button, right? I can't see it. I'm trying to, okay.
Okay.
It's clean error, yeah.
You go to see the error. What is the error telling you?
Okay, say the plot is depreciated. Please install Chat Studio Plotly and use the Chat Plotly instead. Yeah.
Okay, here there are some errors because I know this error. I'm gonna change the tutorial here. I mean, I know that if you were by your way, you would try to solve this problem, but it's gonna take us a lot of time. So let's make it simple. There is a good skill when you are learning something new that if you have a problem with a tutorial and you want to see a small sample of code working, if the error is complicated or you don't really understand the error, go for another tutorial. I mean, you go here, you already identified that you want to work with Plotly. So Python, Plotly examples. You go here, then you see this website, and you would check first the website to see how it's organized, to see which tutorial you would like to go. So fundamentals, basic chart, statistical chart, a scientific chart, financial charts, maps, bioinformatics, etc., etc. So to me, the basic thing here would be to use the basic charts at the beginning. So I'd go with the option of scatter plots, and then here I would try to copy paste the code. So here I copy paste this code as we said before, and here is showing the graph. Okay, and now is the time to be curious, and this means change things in the code, apply extra things to see you dominate, or check errors. Okay, so ask yourself, what could you modify in this example? Tell me, in this graph, what could you modify?
In this graph?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever that comes to your mind.
Okay, first of all, the X and the Y axis needs to be labeled properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
New data on X and Y axis.
Yes.
Okay.
Then,
what else?
Secondly, it's dotted. I feel there ought to be like a line.
Okay, you could do a line. Okay.
Yeah, a line. Yeah.
What else could we do?
A title and the graph.
Okay.
Exactly. Title. Yeah, true.
What else? You know, for example, the color. Good. Okay. Let's do it one by one. First, let's change new data. You go, Elvis.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna put here a copy so that we can compare. You go here.
Okay. Show new data, right?
Yeah, whatever you want.
You want me to put the title, the X and the Y?
But, well, first the new data. You told me that you wanted to change the Y and X labels?
Yeah.
Okay. That's another problem. 1 second. I will put it here. Change access labels. But first, let's change some data on the X and Y axis. You go.
Okay. So that means, okay.
Okay, do you know where is the data being produced? Why the points are in those coordinates?
Yeah, this is the X, this is the Y. So
Okay. Try to modify anything you want or to add anything.
does it work
in the same.
Does it work with PLT? Because I don't want PLT because I want to.
This is, this is what I normally called the ghost, because sometimes it happens the case that you know something previously and you want to connect what you know previously to a new concept here. You are messing everything.
No offense.
So, no, I mean, I tell you this because it happens to me, and later I realize of this problem and I say, fuck, I should be open to have a resetted mind, to like, I'm new to this, let's learn it as if I didn't know anything, otherwise we'll get lost. Like, for example, what I would think is, I am saying that this point is 0, 0 because here it's a 0 and here it's a 0 as well. So if I want to add new data, try to add a new data in one of the axes or both axes, like one more point. You go. And what I said before, tell me the thinking process while you are doing it, because I will help you with tips on how to think this.
Okay. Let's see.
So what do you think when I tell you add new data?
Okay, why don't you add new data?
A new point.
New points, okay.
Tell me anything that comes to your mind. Don't worry.
Okay.
If you don't know, you tell me I don't know.
Well, I'm not too sure. Guide me. Guide me. Guide me.
So, Edo, do you know something?
Yes, I think.
What would you do?
I mean,
try to do and explain the thinking process.
Yes, I think that I have to add that data. So I'm thinking, where can I add data? Because I don't see a data frame. So I just I see X to coordinates, X and I don't know how to say in English, Y. So I see them and I just try.
Okay. You go.
New coordinates here. 5 and I don't know.
Another number, I don't mind.
I'm not. Can you hear me?
Okay. If you think it's okay, execute.
No, but can you hear me? Okay, perfect.
Like, if you think it's okay, because sometimes we think it's okay, you execute. But I mean, in the case you would think this is okay, you execute and check errors, check what does it work, what it doesn't. For example, if you would have this doubt of what would happen if I add a number here on the X and I don't add anything on the Y, this is what I mean by be curious. I mean, probably it will give us an error, but as you haven't tried this before, just try the error. You go and it tells you an error. But what I said, the important thing about this is not getting the result. It is to learn new things along the way and be curious. So what is the error telling here? All arguments should have the same length. If an argument is what goes inside the parentheses, the brackets, the element of argument Y has 5 elements, whereas the length of the previously processed arguments X has 6. This is why it doesn't work. So from this concept, from this error, now you know you need to pass the same number of elements to the XY parameters. Okay?
Yes.
This is the way you normally study things. Elvis?
No, the way I study things is, let me tell you how I study. Basically, I'm not used to the Plotly library. So I only used Plotly library once. So I just basically, when I impute the data frame, or better, when I impute the data set, convert it to a data frame, then begin to plot out
we
the
will
stuff.
work later with the data frame. What I
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
is, like, to me, honestly, like when I am teaching, I don't really care about the concept that I am teaching. It's more about how do you, as an individual, as a learner, interact with what you are learning. And this is be curious. Like, try these things. Don't guess it. It's not the same to picture it in your mind that to see the error here, because you will get used to work with errors, and this thing will be a training for more complex libraries that you will work with. You will have many errors, and it will be more difficult. So in a way, you are training to communicate with the computer through the errors. It's not that this is simple. And the more you check, the more concepts you will know for sure. And it will come the point that you will be predicting the errors that you will have. And as you want to get the shit done, you won't be doing this thing of the errors. But at the first moment that you learn something, I think it should be that you good that you do these errors, even though you may have an intuition of how they work. Okay.
Okay.
So to me, honestly, another thing that I want to make clear is I don't mind I don't mind the result. I don't care about the result. And if I tell you this, is because I have worked with other people that do this. I have done this myself. But it'd be great if these questions of the errors, etc., come from you, because you will be training the curiosity, and the curiosity is the best thing that an individual can have, because it gives you motivation to learn anything. So try to be curious and make these questions to me. And like, if you may guess this thing, the curiosity, try it out on the code in Python. Okay. So let's keep going. Now that we know we need to pass the same amount of elements to both parameters, what would you do, Edo?
Okay.
So I will add another number here. I don't know, 6.
Okay.
And that's it. It should go.
Yeah. And then it adds the new point right here.
Yes.
Because previously we had this graph and we didn't have this point on the 5. Now you could ask yourself if you could add this, you could put this into the 50, okay, and it puts you the graph in that way, etc. And maybe later the next question, what is it?
The name of the axis.
Of the axis. Let's do this later. I'm gonna do it here, and the color I'm gonna do it here. Okay, so change the color. Elvis, this goes for you. And now you're gonna train the discipline.
I want to ask a question.
now you will see why is it important to use the Jupyter Lab.
Okay.
You go. Change the color. And tell me the thinking process. Like, if I tell you change the color, how do you approach to this problem with the knowledge that you have of Python?
Well, I have never worked with this concept before because, but I think the hex color, when I'm working with, sorry, I'm always referring back to Matplotlib.
Okay, don't worry. Try to tell me the concepts of programming. When you're working with Matplotlib and you want to change the color, what do you change in the code? Do you know the elements of the programming?
Yeah, I do. So the thing is,
what is this?
This is scatter, a scatter plot, yeah.
But in the elements of programming, the scatter is a thing, it's a type of thing in programming, a type of element.
Yeah.
For example, if I tell you what is a dog, a cat, and a cow, they are animals, right? So for example, what is a scatter, what is show?
Mm.
Do you know what they are in the elements
Yeah.
of programming?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. This is to
What are
show
the,
this.
what are the,
This scatters the plots. This shows the plots.
yeah,
Right?
but I don't want you to tell me the meaning of this particular. These are the functions,
Okay.
and this is very important to notice. I mean, you need to know this all the time that you are learning, and this is fundamental elements that you need to have very clear before getting into with these graphs, etc. So the elements of programming, here they are,
Okay.
of Python. The normal code that we use is this, right? We import a library, we use
Yeah.
the library,
Pandas is read on SQL, yeah.
we access the function, and we put an object to the parameter. So module, the pandas, the dot notation, very important, the function, and I put this in with parentheses. Putting this with a parenthesis is not randomly, I put this because every time that you want to use a function, you are using the parentheses, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So when I asked you, what is this? And this in programming, as you notice the parentheses, you would tell me a function.
Yeah.
And one thing, you don't even need to know this. Click on the dot next to px.
On the dot next to px, yeah?
Yeah, in the dot.
Yeah, I've clicked on it. Yeah.
Click there. And now press the tab key.
Okay.
No, without selecting the dot, like after the dot. Sorry, I forgot to.
After the dot. Okay, after the dot. Okay. Then select the tab key, right?
Yeah. What is that?
Absolutely important.
What is that Jupyter Lab is doing? It's giving you information.
Giving information
about anything you can do with the Plotly library, and it's even telling you what any element is. If this is a function, if this is a module, this is a class, etc. Do you have this on the Jupyter notebook?
You can't have this on you don't have this on Jupyter notebook. No.
I mean, you have
no, I can. I think it's Shift tab. I use Shift tab, but it does not. But it's not really as interactive as this.
That's it. That's why Jupyter Lab is good. And every time that I see you in the Twitter that you're using the Jupyter notebook, I get really mad. Because I think for myself, I told you this guy to use the Jupyter Lab, he's not using it. He's all the time with the examples in the Jupyter notebook. No. Totally. Okay, so you know the importance of the Jupyter Lab using the auto completion.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you know the concept of programming, Edo, what would you think of to change the color?
Can I use my knowledge of Plotly?
Yeah. Not Plotly. You need to apply the knowledge of resolving problems, knowing previous things about Python.
Okay.
And this means that you know the concept of a parameter.
Okay, so I will go. Can I get control?
Wow.
You go.
Okay. So I know
I've never seen this like this, man. Wow.
Sorry.
I know Jupyter. What?
I said I've never seen this like this. Like the way you're like, I never knew you must know the concept of Python to be able to. I thought you should know the concept of for example, how Matplotlib works, how Plotly works. Then that's just.
To be honestly, like I've given, I don't know, more than 5,000 hours of lessons or 4,000, and at some points I was teaching like that. But after some experience, I have realized that the problem for people when they want to learn something new is that they don't even really know how to learn, and to learn this, it means this thing of curiosity, etc. And like I was like that before, even like one is a beginner all the time, So to know these things, this discipline, this culture of how to study, it will save you time when you want to learn anything.
I think I was more concerned about solving the problem, just solving the problem, and
that's the other thing.
That was just what I was concerned about.
It's not really that, because if you solve that particular problem of creating a dashboard with Plotly, you will know how to create the dashboard, but you won't know anything else. If you get to the point of learning a new thing like machine learning models, if you don't have this culture of learning, you will suffer, you will waste more time to learn that, you know? So it's not a matter of acquiring knowledge, it's a matter of developing a discipline to learn. Okay? Okay, so you go, Edo. Thinking process.
So I will see the parameters of the scatter.
Why do you see the parameter? What is a parameter?
Because I know that the color is something that it's a parameter. If I want to change something.
Okay, okay. The way that I would think is, I know that I want to change the color of the dots,
yes,
of the points. I know that this function scatter is doing me the dots, yes. And I may think that I need another function to change the points. But in programming, when you have a function, the function itself can be configured so that you modify the behavior of the function. And how do you modify the behavior of the function? With the parameters. What is a parameter? A thing inside the parentheses, right?
Okay.
So you would think, how can I ask Python, what can I do with this function? With which parameters? And now you apply the discipline, which is what, Edo?
So I ask to the function, which are its parameters.
That's it. And which key have you used? What is that?
Color. Shift tab.
Shift tab, and you get the documentation of the function.
Yes.
It's like
you can do this with
manual.
You can do this with Jupyter tab.
Jupyter Lab, yeah. Like you can do this also with the Jupyter notebook. That is not as good as cool as here.
No, it's not cool as here. No, it's not cool as here.
I see here.
Elvis, if I ever see again that you put quotes in the Twitter, I use Jupyter notebook, I'm going to Italy wherever you are. Look, to use if you have an Anaconda installed and you're in the terminal, instead of putting Jupyter notebook here, you delete this and you put Jupyter Lab and then enter. Okay? And it will be the same behavior as the Jupyter notebook. Okay. How do you access the Jupyter notebook, Elvis?
I basically go to my
do you go to Anaconda application?
No, I just go to Jupyter notebook straight. Jupyter notebook.
Okay.
Let me go to Anaconda.
Yeah, but try to use all the time the terminal, because you need to get used to the terminal. So in the terminal, Jupyter Lab. Okay. So you go, Edo. Sorry for interrupting. So we were thinking about changing the colors to another color.
Yes.
We know we want to change a parameter inside the function. We know that the parameter is what goes inside the parentheses, and to ask Python which parameter this function scatter has, we press Shift Tab, and here we see the documentation of the function, which is the instructions manual. And do you know how to interpret this, Edo? If you would have to explain to a new person?
I can try. I don't know.
Try.
I never do. So this is the parameter, and these are the name. If you want to know how to use, for example, color, I don't know if it will be, I just have to write red or yellow, something like this.
Okay, that's intuition. You can go with a guess.
Yes, I can go down.
Try to do it. Do that. You go.
Do that.
And we will do what you thought with another parameter.
So color, I don't know what I have to write. I mean,
you guess that it's red or whatever.
Red,
right?
This.
And For example, this is a common error that you use. I mean, you put red, it will, it doesn't, huh?
Does it give us?
It doesn't.
Okay, are we going to use the hex color for that? Like, hex color, go to online and check, just copy.
But normally, like, you need to think, Elvis, that programming is the art of the possible, and that it will simplify things. If it can interpret the hexadecimal colors,
Okay.
that this is like FF0000, and this is because when you have colors, hexadecimal, Edo, that you don't know this concept, do you see here that you have the X or RGB, etc., right?
Yes.
So this is another language to tell about colors, tonalities, etc. So Elvis was telling that to use this instead of the name of the color. Okay, but normally it shouldn't be that hard. Like, it should be simplified.
Okay.
What error are we getting here? Because like this is the thing that I'm talking about. Don't focus on having the red points already. Like, I mean, you could go to Google and think about the solution as well. But if you get an error and you don't understand it, pay attention to the error, learn the error, and see how this works. Because you will have this problem with another thing in the future, probably. So you come to the error, and the error tells you strings or integer arguments, and it tells you a string because you put this between quotes. This is an object of a string, are only possible when a data frame array is provided in the data frame.
I lost you.
Now, I think that the connection of it is sluggish at times. Let's wait.
Okay.
Now, Edo?
Okay. See, I can hear you.
Perfect. So they tell you, as this is a string and you haven't passed any data frame, you cannot use this argument color, right?
Right.
Because they are asking you that color is a parameter that needs to have the name of a column in a data frame. We aren't using a data frame here. So what probably happens is that we need to put this into a list and repeat red, 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 red all the time. This is related to the error we saw before. And you see, it's not even working. It puts you the red here, but it doesn't show the thing in red, right? Now that you have tried something and you don't know, you should go to Google and ask. How would you ask, Edo?
I will ask change color scatter Python pandas.
Good. Well, you're not using pandas here, eh?
Python Jupyter.
If we go to here, Google method, it tells us what is the starting instance or element you're working with. You're working with a scatter, right? Of Plotly, because it puts you here the PX. So when you go to Google, you put Python, Plotly, scatter. And what is the key verb that you want to put here?
Change color.
Change. And you will see that, Elvis, even though you don't put the color, remember in the space that at some point I said, use the Google because Google thinks best for you, even?
Yeah.
No? You haven't yet put color, and it's showing you what to ask, you know? So go with color. And then what do you do here?
The first one. I will press.
And try to go to the searcher, right to the point. When you use the color, here they are using a string from a data frame. So here it probably won't work. Here as well, they are using a column of the data frame. This is also very hard because probably you wouldn't interpret this in this way. So if you are seeing this pattern all the time, try to change the question in Google because they are using columns of a data frame all the time. I don't know if you're aware. Are you aware of this thing, guys?
Yes.
Elvis?
Here we are now.
Let me see.
Do you have any doubt? Ask it. Anything. It may be a small thing, but try to do it.
Just
It could
If
be
you
good.
were like, guys, if you were on yourself doing this thing by yourself, would you realize of this problem?
No.
Really?
no, I don't know.
I mean, that is the thing. I mean, because maybe you would have tried here. So you go to the color, you see here color species, and then you say, okay, I need to put a species.
This is what I'll do. Exactly. Like I'll just copy and paste this.
That is the thing. Like you already know the information from the error. So you should have guessed that you are not working with a data frame, you know? And here they are working with data frames, right? Like you shouldn't be on automatic pilot when learning. You need to make a conscious effort with anything you do, you know, because otherwise you go with the flow and then you put here colors equals to a species and then it will give you the same error. And you could have prevented this because you already this error was already told here, you know. I know it's very hard to understand these things at the beginning because we focus so much on getting the color change, on solving the problem, but it shouldn't be the way. We need to be patient all the time. Otherwise, we are going to accumulate error and lack of knowledge that will make us waste time in the future. So, what should we do here?
I've seen before the solution. I mean that it didn't use a data frame in an example below.
Where you go?
I think that it was use a dictionary. I don't know where.
Let me check. I think there was. Here?
Here.
You can try, but I mean, okay, like on this happens. I mean, because I don't know this, I can tell you we're going to waste that time, but you should have knowledge of this before. I mean, I understand that you see this color and they just put here one color and it gives you the change color here, you know, but you should be aware that you are not using the scatter function of px anymore. Like they are using another function here. You see that they are putting go scatter and we are using the
express
px scatter. I mean, if you go with the flow, and I would do this, like I'm telling you this because I would do it. I copy here and then I go to the Python. It may work, huh? I don't know. Let's check. I would delete this and then execute. But you see, scatter doesn't got an expected argument. And if you don't know this error, you should go and ask which type of error is this. But I know this way of learning doesn't get you to the solution as fast as you can. But again, this, like you think you'll go on a straight line, you know? I'm gonna put another one. Okay, so you think you'll go in this straight line that you'll have a question, you'll solve the problem, you'll have another question, you'll solve the problem, and you'll go on a straight line. But it's not really that. We are wasting a lot of time on understanding any single detail, right? And it's not, I shouldn't have said wasting because we are not really wasting the time. You see that the time you are investing at the beginning doesn't advance in the results that you expect here, Elvis?
Yeah, I can see it.
But if you go in this way, of learning, you have at some point you will have this, in which even the results that you expected at the beginning doesn't catch up with the skills you have developed, because you can learn anything here. You will anticipate errors and you will be programming like on automatic pilot and getting everything right from the very beginning.
So at the beginning, okay. So I think this is a very, very good point you're making, because many young programmers like us, like me and other people coming up like into the data science field, we just go solve problems. You just see code. Oh, this code does not work. Okay, let's go on Google, check it out, solve the problem. I think that's the mindset.
Not the way.
That's the mindset I've had. Like,
it's not the way.
Yeah, so it's good for young programmers know what is the parameter, what is the method, what's an argument, how do you pass the parameter, how do you call a function, how do you,
because
this is very, very important.
Otherwise, these errors, these types of things, this type of concepts,
you'll be able to solve them.
You will be getting them in the future when you are working with other libraries. But if you know them, with any library, and this happened to you in the future, you'll be able to solve them. It won't matter if it's a new library or if it's very hard. And as you know this, and you invested a lot of time on knowing this here, you learned this so fast you couldn't even expect it from yourself.
Yeah, and I think
that was happening to me when I am to learn something new. If I apply this discipline.
True.
Because I'm pretty sure that I've sent to Edo a course to take, and he was doing the code, everything good. It worked very well. But have you been curious, Edo?
Yes. No, not always, but most of the time.
Okay. Like, have you tried to change things, to try things out, etc.?
Most of the time.
But like, try to do it in this way, because I'm pretty sure that if you acquire this discipline of learning, you will excel at anything. Like, if you invest, like, why Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are very good launching the penalties or the faults, the free kicks, because they have trained it all the time, so if you train it so hard, it will come the point that it's even automatically, you won't even need to pay attention to how to do it anymore. So invest in time at the beginning in learning anything that you may have a doubt. It will save time you in the future. Okay, so getting to the point. You see that this parameter doesn't work, and you already identified this problem, right? If you are in this solution, you know that this tutorial is not giving you the result that you expect or you want, and they are giving you the same type of examples when they are changing the color. At these times, you should be intelligent enough to think, maybe I need to specify something here, and then you would think, change the color, but change all points color. You go to another tutorial. Do you know these websites?
Yes.
No, this is like, everybody must know this website, man. We copy and paste code from here.
Yeah, but we think we just copy paste code to solve the problem. But we should focus on first, even if it's the first time we are in this website, to understand it. This website is, you have a question, you describe the question, and people answer it, and they vote the best answers. Okay? So here, you have this problem. He's trying the same. They are trying the same thing that we are trying, right? Color red, that doesn't work. Okay. And they tell you here, the parameter color only accepts the column names. And this was the problem we had, right? Was it? So here, what are they telling you? This code. How do you interpret this? where are they changing the color?
In another function.
And copy paste what you think it is. I mean, the thinking process would be for me is, I think they are changing the color here and it's working. Okay, they are using another function here and it's different than putting a parameter. So I go on a gut feeling and I say, okay, this is the only thing that I would need to use because I already used the scatter and the show. So let's just copy paste this. We copy here and we paste it, right?
Yeah.
And we remove this because otherwise it will give us an error. Finally, we got it. But you see, like, this is the whole discipline of getting to a point. Do you see how many things we have learned along the way while getting to change the fucking colors?
Yeah.
That is it. Be curious about it all the time. It's only that, and don't focus on getting the result. And you may think even, oh God, this is too difficult to add a new function. There should be something here to change the fucking color. So you could go, okay, maybe there are some other solutions in the Stack Overflow. Let's go. And now here they're using, and they are putting here this. So it will be feasible that you get this, you remove this, and then you just put it here.
Okay.
It works. Try another color. Edu.
Blue. Yeah.
Blue, you like it?
Yeah, I like blue. Yeah.
But blue was the previous one. Put another one.
Okay.
Because sometimes we understand that yeah, good.
Okay. Awesome.
Do you get the feeling of how to study?
Yes.
I should have changed the title of the stream. It's gonna be called How to Study When You Are Learning Something New, because the thing of the goal of doing the chart, I think, is way above.
No, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. Crazy.
But try to do this all the time, honestly. Like it will save you time, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so next problem. What is it? Change the line, no? Put a line here. Okay, what would you think of, Elvis, to change, to put a line here?
Okay.
The thinking process. And let me change this 1 second. Yeah. You go. Tell me the thinking process.
Thinking process of putting a line. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What what do you focus your mind? What I would think is, I'm doing points here. Which part of the code is making the dots?
Okay.
Is this? I mean, I'm pretty sure this has something to do, but what is really telling to Python, I want dots? But because here you're telling the position of the dots, and here you're telling the color of the dots. But what in the code is telling us to put the dots?
Okay. Let me try.
But share the thinking process.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I think I will. Okay. I want to pass in the parameter like.
Okay, because you think that there is a parameter there that by default puts the dots instead of a line.
Yes.
Okay, you go.
Okay.
So you are going to like search the documentation of the function because you don't know the name.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to go. Yeah.
No, it's inside the parentheses. You press Shift Tab.
Okay. Inside the part. Okay.
Symbol, no?
Huh?
I read nothing.
I'm not
The parameter.
the parameter, right?
It's the symbol, I think.
Okay, so also one thing that you need to understand, Elvis, when they are putting the parameters in the documentation,
Okay.
they normally put the most used parameter at the beginning. So you need to apply the skirting method in a sense that, okay, the first parameter, data frame, do I need it? No, because I'm using the data written down. I'm not using a data frame. The X is already put, the Y as well. The color I put it with another.
Yeah.
So you go to the following and you ask yourself, is it symbol a thing that you can do to change the, maybe it's not, eh? What would you think? If you don't know, you go below.
Okay.
And you come here and it tells you how to use the parameters. So you see X, it should be a string, an integer, a series,
or an
array like, so you go to the style symbol here, and they are telling you either a name of a column in data frame or a panda series or an array. Are used to assign symbols to marks. Is this, you think? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
If you get too caught up in the documentation, because this is applying a deducing method because you have some knowledge about Python. What I would have done, if you are at this point, you should go to Google, but when you go to Google, don't focus on getting the result. Focus on making a line. You go. How do you search this in Google? What do you want?
Okay. How to create? Okay, then.
Everyone at the beginning when we search in Google, we put how to how to, but Google works by keywords. So talk by keywords. The first one should be Python, so that Google understand that you are using Python, right?
Yeah.
Then what would you put?
Okay. Python.
Plotly.
Okay. Let's say because we're going to change it to a line. So line.
Good thing, because even though we are using a scatter, you are putting here line. Okay.
Line, yes.
Go. Now, from all of this tutorial, click on one of them and try to interpret the code correctly.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Okay.
It shouldn't, go with one. I normally go to the first one. Okay, you want a line. Where are you seeing a line? There, right?
Yeah, I've seen a line here, yeah.
Okay, so now you think maybe in the code, they are using something to make the line. What is it?
Okay. They are using a data frame, but it's PX line.
Okay, because here is a mix of concepts. As you see here a data frame, you think you need a data frame or whatever, because previous errors. But you shouldn't be thinking about that. You should think, what is in the code that is written like a line? This, right?
This is it, yes.
What is this? This is a function.
Yes.
Will this function work even though I want to use a data frame? It is likely because I know how programming works.
Yeah.
So go with the guts and then try to use the line instead of the scatter. You go.
Okay.
Apply the discipline. Tab,
right? Okay.
I'm going to Italy, If you start typing the line, it will filter the box.
Yeah.
Type L.
L.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Honestly, one thing here as well. You should be also curious enough to say, okay, a 3D line, I will try that later to see how this works, but later. You can do line now.
You just be curious.
Yeah, be curious.
Be curious.
And like every time you're curious and you try something new, you're applying a very conscious effort. So you will learn more. One thing, copy paste this cell, like press escape to be on command mode.
Okay, this I'm using in Windows, yeah.
Yeah, but no, just escape. And now don't type the control, Don't use the control key in the keyboard.
Okay.
Use C of something.
C of Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, click again. Sorry. Click and then press the escape.
Okay. Then just escape.
Then escape.
Okay.
It's not working.
No.
Click on my computer. And then escape. Okay. And now C of, I don't know, Columbia.
Okay.
And V of victorious. What happened?
Yeah. We
You
copy
paste
this.
the code.
Yeah.
This is very useful to try things out, while you are learning.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's try the 3D line, right?
Yeah, you go.
Okay.
You knew these things, Edo?
Sí.
But
no, the copy and paste, no. Se vino.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure that these things you already know it, but while you are learning, are you doing these things all the time?
Like trying line 3D?
Line 3D or whatever.
Something like this. Sometimes.
There's a problem.
But try to do, huh? Okay, this is because you haven't applied the tab.
Yeah.
No, don't delete it. Don't delete it. Because this is a thing that we all do. So you saw 3D lines, so you put here the 3D, Like you don't need to know the specific name of the function. Know that you want to do a line, you press the tab, you start with a line, and Python itself tells you.
Okay.
So why are you getting that error? Because you didn't use the tab. Yeah. I'm going to Italy, yeah? I'm going to Italy.
Yeah.
You go. Click there. This is another thing. I don't understand why people are all the time working with these buttons. Wait. Do you know how to execute with the shortcuts?
I'm not executed with shortcut. I just use the...
Click on the cell. And now Shift Enter.
Click on the cell, Shift Enter. Okay.
That's it. It executes. So don't use this again, the play, because you are getting bad habits. Okay. Is it showing the graph?
No, it's not. It's not.
Why do you think it's so?
Because
okay, you go. Sorry.
Okay. Maybe the line, the data does not fit the...
That's a possible thing to understand, but do you know, Edo, what may happen here?
No, because it doesn't show us an error either. So
that's true as well. Yeah. So how could you investigate this error?
I go in Google and I search for Python Plotly line 3D, and then push the para. I think that we miss a parameter. I think the Z parameters.
You see, like this is the deducing and Google method. Elvis, like the goal we should all aim for is deducing, to excel creativity. And this is that we want to do a 3D line. We are just using two coordinates, X and Y. Probably it doesn't show the graph because we are mixing the Z coordinate, right?
Okay.
But I don't pretend you to know these things. You just go to Google. And over time, as you look in Google, you solve these solutions and you are applying curiosity and you are making a conscious effort, not just copy pasting, it will come the point that this type of reasoning like Edo did, you will do it. I'm pretty sure of it. So you go here, Python, Plotly, line 3D. You go to an example, you come here and you say, what am I missing that they are doing? X, Y, Z. Okay, I might be missing the Z, right? You get it, Elvis, or?
I got it.
You go.
Let me copy and paste from Google. Where did Google?
No. You know, because if you copy paste here, they are using the names of the columns. So you will have the same error.
Okay. Man, so much thinking to do, man.
Yeah. What was the error? That you missed the Z, right? So
yeah.
Z.
Z equals well, right? Well, okay, equals line, right? Well, this is
why do you put a line? Okay, if you think that's the solution, you execute.
Okay, let's see.
Don't go. No. I'm going to Italy. I'm going to Italy. Shift enter.
That'll be an error.
Check the error. Edo, how would you tell him this error?
I think that because he used like a column of a data frame.
As you use a string, on the Z, Python is interpreting that it's the name of a column in a data frame, in a table.
Yes.
But you are not using a data frame. And this error, we got it before.
I will use just like number, like in the other two coordinates. I will use brackets and I will just write 6 numbers.
Would you have gotten the same conclusion, Elvis? Honestly?
No, honestly, no, because this is so.
Do you know why is this? Because I mean, I've given you lessons before, Edo? Yeah.
Yes.
It's because of the discipline. Like you can do this without me or anything, Elvis. The thing is, when you are learning, you need to make a conscious delivery effort on be curious, and the more curious you are, because I'm pretty sure that Edo has been doing this thing on his own, the more you will develop this skill of adapting the code to the solutions you see on Google. I mean, probably I will do this more. I will do this thing more times because I will put the videos on YouTube. So, but the thing is that as Edo is on a different level, but not that much. Don't trust yourself. Yeah, I may do some sessions separated. Yeah.
Okay. I think the thing is this, the foundation of how I learned programming, Python, and I learned programming to just solve problems. Just know this. Then after knowing it, then you go start executing codes. That was just how I learned it.
Totally. Because I mean, I have see this many times. Like, as we have been in a school, high school, and college, and we kind of know, like, we have been learning, right?
Yeah.
All the time. And as we have been learning, we think we know how to learn, but we don't fucking know how to learn in the end, really, So the core foundation to anything is first to have a good culture of learning. And this starts by being curious. It's all. And try things out, communicate with the errors. Once you know this, honestly, you'll be able to learn whatever that you want, I'm pretty sure, because you will be smart enough to detect the moments on which you need to downgrade the topics you want to learn, because you will realize that there are things that you need to learn you didn't. So remember, I mean, here we wanted to do the dashboards like in like these ones, right? I mean, not like this one, but the tutorial here, right? And at the moment that we are trying to do a single a dashboard or a single graph, do you see the amount of time we have invested on knowing these many concepts along the way? And that is the key. So if you develop this skill of retracting yourself from the main goal for 1 second to learn any single doubt, any single thing along the way, it will come the point like Edo is doing right now, that he sees the error and is able to think faster the solution. And this is practice. I mean, Edo does it quick because he has been practicing this discipline more often than you. But your goal should be that, to practice this discipline of learning every time that you have the opportunity. Like later when you put by yourself to learn Python,
I promise
apply
I will.
it tomorrow as well, and the other day. I'm pretty sure that it will come the point in which you solve problems very fast.
Yeah, and also I noticed that I think you are like the first person saying this, because when I go online, they just say, okay, now I go on several tutorials and I say, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. They just tell us this is what you need to do. They don't tell you applying this
you know,
discipline.
because we think that we know how to learn, and all people, I mean, I believe that we all believe that we know how to learn, but we don't. So we lack that.
I think I need to apply this discipline. Yeah.
Hopefully it will be a change of culture in this thing, because from all the people that I have been teaching, I don't think that any of them have realized of this problem. Maybe one person, but just one, maybe, from all of the 400 students that I've been teaching, probably. But anyway, yeah, it should change, because I mean, when I am telling you this thing, you see that it's logical. You know, like you say, okay, you're right. So if you know what to do, apply it. Don't confuse for short-term results, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Edo, you go. So what you said before, you thought it was the X and the Y, the set was going to work in the same way. Yes. So you put set with brackets and the same numbers. Yeah, and here we have.
It's not so good, but we have something.
Yeah, so applying this all the time. And even here, you need to be also more curious and say, okay, if I can do a line, I will probably be able to do any of these things, right? So let's try an area. Wow. Let's try another thing. Wow. Let's try another. Wow. Nah. Okay?
Okay.
That is it. This is all the time that you should do. Okay? So, yeah, we will leave it kind of here, because exhausted. I plan to do this periodically.
Please do
more often. So the thing is that I need to distinguish the level of the people I'm interacting with very good, because I mean the aim here was to create the plots, but as this is going to be on YouTube and recorded, etc.
Yeah.
The next day that we gather, or I do this thing with any of you, we follow this roadmap. Okay? Because I mean, from here, we already know how to work with a small sample of plotted graphs. The only thing here is that, well, we need to change the title, and at some point, we need to work with data frames. You know, because here we have been working with data, and we are not going to be working with made-up data. So what we will probably do is to have some data sets, like here, let's say load dataset MPG, the cars, and we will use this probably. And then we will do nice graphs of a nice dashboard of the cars, probably. Okay, because I mean, if I put here some data, we can have some information about so I put a data frame equal df, x equal to the weight of the car, y equals to the consumption of the car, MPG. And here we have cool stuff, real data. So we will probably do this graph, and then we can do another type of graph, density contour, and anything. We will try to interpret, we will change the colors by the origin of the car to see if it was in USA or in other place. So color equals origin, and now we can use this because it's a name of a column in the data frame, and that's why it doesn't give us any error. It needs to change the colors. And then we will do different graphs, and we will try to put all of them in a single dashboard, like they are doing it here. And then once we know how to work with dashboards, we will try to gather some real data from a government and try to put a nice chart online, a nice dashboard online on production, probably. So good.
Yeah, good.
Perfect.
Let's do it. So yeah, I mean, I should have known this, that it wasn't gonna be like, okay, we will do a dashboard in 1 hour and a half. But we are all learning from this. Like, I also learned from you and having these experiences. So thank you a lot for coming in. And I'm pretty sure that we will develop something huge out of this. So good on it. Edo.
Perfect.
Because Edo I know that Edo is working with the dashboards already. He's on a course doing dashboards online. And can you show Edo? Do you have somewhere what you have done?
Yes, I can check. I can check the code.
Okay,
but
maybe
I don't have.
do you have it on the Dropbox?
No, I mean, I have the code. I don't have the HTML page. I can launch.
Do you have? 1 second. Do you have it here? Oops.
No, I have in Jupyter.
Okay. 1 second. No, I think you have it here. Yeah. So this is your code, and you were working on this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, all is mine.
So in the terminal, Python reva.p, and we see here. This is the dashboard because you have it online. And the thing is, we will use this real data of the cars, and we will do something cool as these things or any related. Because yeah, I should have been more cautious and know the knowledge. Edo, because I also want to make things as pragmatic for you as well. We may have not getting the result from this session, getting the dashboard, but do you think it was useful, knowing this concept of if it's, because I know also that probably these things were redundant because I've already explained to you. But here is the thing, that not focusing too much on the result, like looking in Google, knowing how to do it, because maybe not now that you will see the results from this session, but I'm pretty sure that when we do the plots with the data frames, etc., because you haven't used data frames in the course yet, right?
Yes. No, yes, I'm using it.
I'm using it already.
Yes.
Okay,
I think that this session wasn't so useful from a technical point of view. I mean, something new, but what useful from cultural point of view. I mean, the culture of learning was useful
honestly,
because
the more you repeat it, the more it will get to your subconscious. And when you later go to the course and you do something else, try to be curious and try new things out, make notes out of it, and apply this. Like here, be curious, and what could you do to modify this example? And make the notes. And in any note, you try to develop it here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this was useful.
Okay, so have it in mind, because with both of you guys, when you have this culture really established on your mind, will be doing the whole technical things, and you will know to solve the problems really fast and quick. So we'll keep it going. I will probably reach out to you to continue with these things on the live session on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you'll get a job even before finishing.
Yeah.
So we will see. It will be really engaging.
Yeah,
so
thank you very much, man.
Don't go yet, because I'm gonna remove the stream yet. So goodbye, people from the YouTube. Welcome to see this anytime that you want. And if you have any doubt, let me know in the comments, and I will be happy to produce new content and videos that can help you learn. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I've